11 Rehash guest selections. Super exciting. This is the time when everything happens and people go wild and people save their votes for this very moment to collude and bribe one another. So if you are in the chat, I'm just getting this pulled up so I can see all of you. If you are there, say GM so I know you're there. And I will get the joke race pulled up as well. For some background, if you're new here and you don't know what's going on, we run guest elections for Rehash every roughly 3 months. We try to sync up with the calendar quarters. So about every 3 months, we'll run a guest election and have the community vote for which guests come on the podcast. So as the podcast host, I actually have no power to decide which guests come on the podcast, which is simultaneously freeing because I can just simply ignore all of the DMs I get begging for me to let their CEO or their founder on because they have so much, good stuff to show. But also scary, at least in the first few seasons. I will say it hasn't really been scary since maybe season 4 or 5, just because the community has always brought on amazing guests and never let me down. And so at this point, I feel like I have full trust in the community to bring on wonderful guests. So I'm not really nervous about it anymore. The nerve-wracking part is really just like everyone saves their votes for the last second. And so what we're seeing now on Joke Race is not even probably what we're going to end up with. I mean, it could be like not even close. We just have no idea. So we'll just have to wait and find out. I am just posting a few things. Okay, All Stars. And we have 2 elections this season. So this is what we're doing a little bit differently this season. We have 2 different elections. The first one we have, normally what we do is we just have 1 election. We take the top 10 people that are nominated. But what we're doing this season is we're almost splitting it up into 2 different elections. We're doing an all-star season. We can call it mini season, since each contest we're only going to take the top 5 from. So let me save that. So the race is going to be tight, because we're only taking the top 5 from each contest. But at the same time, we only have 19 nominations in the normal guest selection this time versus the 40 or so that we normally have. So it's also going to be a little easier in that sense. We just have like fewer nominations, fewer competition. So that is where we're at. Let me just make sure that I have everything pulled up. I can see everybody who is currently here. If you're here again, just say GM so I know you're there and it's easy for me to see. And let's go ahead and get to it. So what do we have right now? Current state of Rehash elections. Let's start with the All-Stars contest. So this one, another thing we're doing new this season is for the All-Stars contest, we're actually opening up voting to the public, which we've never done before. So anybody on the internet, anybody with a wallet can vote in this contest, and there's no cap to how many votes you can cast. Hi, Andy. Thanks for joining. So that is exciting and terrifying at the same time. But it's actually been pretty, like the rankings have been pretty set for the last couple of days, I would say. We opened this up on Monday. So it's been open all week. And for the last couple of days, I haven't seen a ton of movement. So we have Billy Ludke from Intuition in first place, followed by Reka, followed by Nick Naragi from Hats Protocol. And then we have Richie Bonilla and Dylan Abruscato. He is the founder of Crypto the Game, which is, if any of you have played it, I feel like anytime I think about it or say it or anything, I just have all these mixed emotions, because on the one hand, I'm like, this is the most fun game I've ever played. And then on the other hand, I just think about all the time I've wasted playing it and on all the anxiety it's given me as well. Hey Ernest, what's up? So we have that's our lineup. I don't know if that's really going to change in the last hour. If you guys have thoughts on that, let me know. Basically, we have, I mean, Billy has 684 votes. Like the intuition army, do not doubt them. And then second place has 337 votes. Reika, still super strong, and I don't see her getting bumped off the leaderboard at this point. But like you can see, second place has half the votes that first place has. And then third place, we have Nick with 278 votes. Fourth place, Richie with 263 votes. And then fifth place, we have Dylan with 61 votes. So I think this is where we want to be watching this, and things can still change, because sixth place right after Dylan is Stefan Delaveau with 51 votes. And then we have Latasha with 40 votes, Luca Netz with 40 votes, David Phelps with 26 votes. So this is it's actually pretty close for like who that fifth place is going to be. I could totally see that changing. Literally all it takes is somebody coming in and giving Stefan 10 votes, or like giving Latasha or Luca 20 votes. And then, you know, we've got a different leaderboard. So a lot can still change there. Top 5 is very anxiety inducing. I agree, Ernest. How are you guys in the chat? How are you guys feeling about this top 5 for the All-Stars? Are we happy with it? I mean, I'm kind of surprised. Like, there's a lot of big names kind of lower down that didn't really get any votes. Like, we have probably a good 10 people that didn't get any votes. And I don't know if people just like give up after a certain point and see that, you know, somebody has no votes and then somebody else has like 300 votes already, so they just don't even try, or what. But there's some big names down there. 0x Designer, that episode did super well. It was also our longest episode in Rehash history. Winnie is down there with 0 votes. I mean, John Woo, another episode that did super well. Hudson Jameson, Maya Bakai. I mean, these are people that you've heard a million times. Henry Stern, this one I was surprised about because he tweeted about it too. Henry Stern, from co-founder of Privy, he tweeted about this too. And still, we have no votes on this, which I'm kind of shocked about. But also, there is still an opportunity to bring any of these 0 vote people up to the leaderboard. All it takes is, where are we at? 61 votes. So it's not that hard. Andy, I do not have any ETH. I find that hard to believe, but also fine. Yeah, Henry, dang. We haven't heard from him since season 3, I think early days of Privy. And Privy is obviously super built out at this point. Also, if anyone wants to hop on this live with me, Andy, looking at you, just shoot me a message and I'll let you on. Okay, so this is All-Stars. I think there's still room for changes to happen, but you know what? Maybe I'll just tweet something out real quick and just see. Let's see. Okay, I want to jump over to the other contest because I feel like this is where the juicy stuff is happening. So the regular contest, what we did this season is we loaded everything. We loaded up the contest with basically, like, I call them runners up, but they're just people that barely missed the cut in previous seasons. I think I went all the way back to season 5. So since season 5, people who barely missed the cut, I loaded it up with those nominees. So you'll see some from previous seasons. And then there were some new ones as well. We normally have around 40 nominees. This season, we only have 19. So about half of that, which is perfect because we normally take the top 10. And this season, we're only taking the top 5. So here is what we're looking at right now. We have 48 minutes left. We have 17,000 votes cast. I know there's a ton more remaining. First place, we have Janine Ledger from Edge City and Zuzulu. I don't actually know her personally. I've like seen her around the interwebs for years, but if anybody has more insight into her, let me know. Is that somebody that we want to have on or not? Either way, I would love to hear your thoughts on her. Right now, too, I wouldn't really say that anybody is like super safe in the top 5. The votes are super close. Like first place is at 2,300 votes. Fifth place is at 1,700 votes, followed by 1660, 1501, 954, 951, 721. These are all super, super close. It's not like some seasons by this point we see someone with like, 6,000 votes or something. And it's like, okay, well, they're like guaranteed a spot in the top 10. This season, honestly, this whole thing could change. Like nothing, I feel like nothing is really set right now. But so Janine Ledger, let me know if you know anything about her, have any thoughts. Second place, we have Coin Artist, aka Marguerite. She has been around for eons. I mean, just forever. I actually was like set to record with her a long time ago. I want to say it was like all the way back when I was hosting the Unstoppable podcast. And then I don't know what happened. I think we were just having scheduling problems. And then I think eventually I left Unstoppable and we just never got it scheduled or something. But she has been liking our stuff. She followed the Rehash account on Twitter. So I think she's definitely down to come on the podcast if she gets voted on. And I would love to talk to her. And I think, so I would say that the 2 big names that we have this season are probably Coin Artist and Tarun, in terms of just like super well-known people in the space. Jack Butcher also has a ton of followers. I just don't know him personally, and he hasn't really been on my radar, but maybe somebody that you all know. How many votes are there in total? That's a great question, Ernest. Joke Race used to show that on their UI. Like it'll say like 17,000 votes cast out of a total of however many. For some reason, it doesn't, they like took that away. It doesn't show that anymore. So I honestly don't know, but it's like, it's gotta be a ton. Coin Artist, Treasure Hunter, awesome. Yeah, Coin Artist would be great to get on. In third place right now, we have Chiron, aka Alejandro. Chiron was a nomination from Richie back in season 7. I actually just met Chiron in person for the first time in Bangkok at DevCon, which is crazy because we've like interacted with each other for so many years online, and we like did some work together at Rabbit Hole back in the day. So I'm like honestly shocked that like it took me that long to meet him. Andy's down to come on. Okay, sweet. Let me send you the link. Andy, woo. Where is my link? Invite. Perfect. Dropping this to you now. Okay, Andy, hop on with me. Okay. Let's see. Next up, we have Brittany from Stacks. Stacks is, I just want to make sure, because I know there's Stack. Stacks is not Stack. This is kind of confusing. But Stacks is Stacks Foundation, activating the Bitcoin economy with the leading Bitcoin L2 Stack. Okay, gotcha. So I was thinking of stack.so, which is where we keep track of like our leaderboard of the most active community members for Rehash or whatever. Stacks, which is the project that Brittany is part of, is a Bitcoin L2 thing, something to do with that. I think that would be really interesting. We haven't really had any Bitcoiners on the podcast, so I think that could be a really interesting conversation. I don't know anything about Bitcoin L2s, really, so I would definitely be down to bring her on. She's tweeted a bunch at us, so we know that she's down to come on. She's excited about it. She's been campaigning for herself, so it's always good to get people on who actually want to be on, because they're going to be typically better guests, like more excited, more engaged. So good, the solid nominee. Fifth place right now, we have Zach 0xZAKK. Formerly from Cabin and Gitcoin and Solidity Guild. And Zach was an original nominee from Meg Lister back in season 5. So kind of a throwback here. Zach, I first met Zach through Cabin, I think years ago, Cabin DAO. And he has since gone on to work at Gitcoin, Solidity Guild. He's a dev, just like really positive, nice person. Solid nomination as well. I actually am not sure what he's working on nowadays because this nomination was from season 5. So I don't even know if he's still involved with Gitcoin or Solidity Guild or any of those. But would be cool to catch up with him. Sixth place right now, which these are all super, super close. Like fourth place is at 1760 votes. Fifth place is at 1744. Sixth place is at 1660. Seventh place is at 1501. These are all super close. So sixth place, we have Thelema. I still don't know how to pronounce her name. Thelma. If someone knows, please tell me. I asked this last time and no one told me. But Thelema, I'm going to keep calling her that until somebody tells me otherwise, is a nomination from Jake, Proof of Jake, from back in season 8. They formerly were with this project that they're no longer with. They're Network Spirits on Twitter. Not sure what they're working on right now and how excited they are to come on. I know back in season 8 when Jake nominated Thelema, they were super excited to come on. Now that they're not with the project anymore and not sure what they're working on, I'm really not sure what the status is. But would be super excited to talk to her regardless. I don't even know if it's a her, honestly. Thelema. I literally don't even know. Seventh place, we have Carl Servone, nominated by Tim Black, originally back in season 7. Carl is with Open Source Observer now. Let's see, actually, this might have changed. I wonder if this has changed. Carl Servone, let me just look him up real quick. I know he was with Gitcoin previously. Right, so previously he was with Gitcoin. He worked at Protocol Labs, HyperCerts. Now he's working on Open Source Observer, which is a free analytics suite that helps funders measure the impact of open source software contributions to the health of their ecosystem. That's pretty cool. I'm not familiar with it, but it sounds pretty cool. Carl has also been a member of Rehash for a long time. He's made some pretty good nominations in past seasons. So that would be cool to talk to him. We almost brought him on for our live show at MCon in Detroit, but I think he just had like a flight conflict or something. So maybe this is the time that we bring Carl on. Eighth place, we have Abby Titcomb from Optimism, nominated by Amy Jung back in season 9. Abby, I don't know personally, but I've heard a lot of good things about just from mutuals that we have. So I would say that's also anything I'm saying right now is like so not helpful, I realize, because I'm basically just saying, oh, everybody would be a great guest to have on Rehash, which is not helpful when we're trying to pick the top 5. Also, I'm curious to know how many votes people still have and who we can collude with and what people are thinking. No one is saying anything in the chat. Yeah, either all of you are just really bad at colluding this season or everyone's colluding without me, which is fine. It's happened before. Okay, 9th place, Tarun Chitra. I am surprised that Tarun doesn't have more votes because Tarun is a really big name in the space. He has been really vocal lately about kind of like criticizing DeSci. Um, I think, and this is just like, I don't have a very clear understanding of this. I need to dive in a lot deeper, but I think what Tarun's been talking about a lot lately is like criticizing how people are spinning up these like fake so-called DeSci projects to get funded through essentially platforms similar to like a pump.fun or something. And they're not really like real projects, which I think, if you're like using mechanisms like pump.fun to crowdfund actual science projects, I think that's great. I don't really think it matters like what mechanism you are able to get money for good causes through. I think like what matters is just that we're getting money for good causes. So I don't think that's a bad thing, but I think what Tarun is criticizing is that there's like all these fake so-called DeSci projects that aren't really like DeSci projects. But anyway, would be much better to hear him talk about it than me. Okay, we have 37 minutes remaining. Let me refresh real quick before I go through the end of this list just to see if anything's changed. We're up to 18,000 votes, so people are dripping in some votes here and there. Top 5, though, is looking the same to me. So no changes there. It looks like the votes are... I know we've talked about this before, but I wish there was a way to see like a feed of like what votes are being cast, because otherwise it's just hard to know. Like I can see that 1,000 extra votes have been cast, but I can't see where they were cast to. So anyway, I'll just keep going down the list. 10th place right now, we have Jack Butcher. We were talking about this in the Telegram chat, but Jack, I think, would be a great guest to have. We're all just not really confident if he's going to say yes to coming on the pod or not. And it's hard to vote for a guest who is potentially going to say no, right? I get that. Okay, and then we have Alex Poon. Someone was messaging me about Alex this morning. Alex is a homie. I think I met him originally at MCon 1 or 2, like years ago. And he is just like one of the nicest guys I've met in the space. Scout Game, which is what he's building now, is like a new thing. He was just telling me about it at MCon this past year, back in September. So it's brand new. It looks really cool. It looks like it's going well. I think he would be great to have on the podcast. Uma Roy, this was actually one of my nominations from back in season 8. I don't know her personally, and it was kind of like a wild card nomination. Like I was just searching for people that looked cool at the time. I'm kind of surprised she got 700 votes. I feel pretty like indifferent, neutral about it at this point. I think there's so many other phenomenal nominees that I would probably gun for, before Uma at this point. That's just me personally. Next one we have is Catherine Minarik, I think is maybe how you pronounce it, from Minarik Law. She is a crypto lawyer. She's the chief legal officer at Uniswap, nominated by Amanda Tuminelli, who is one of your favorites from last season. You know me, I have a background as a lawyer. I'm always down to talk to lawyers and legal or policy type people. So, I would probably vote for her. Speaking of that, I still have 2,000 votes that I haven't cast, and I guess I will wait till the last half hour to do that. But Catherine is someone that I would love to see on the podcast. VJ is next. VJ has been a huge Rehash supporter, been big in the community for, the last 6 months or so, I want to say. At Superfluid would be great to have. And then we have a few at the bottom. Matt Stevenson was my nomination. He's not like big time on crypto Twitter or anything, which is probably why no one knows him. but he has a PhD in behavioral economics. He used to be a professor at Columbia. He is just like one of the smartest people I know. He's currently a research partner at Pantera Capital. And I've interviewed him before on the Unstoppable podcast back in like early 2021, I want to say. So years ago. And we're definitely due for another conversation. I know like no one knows him, but truly he is one of the smartest people. If you want just like a highly intellectual conversation that's going to blow your mind, really get you thinking about stuff, that's who he is. And now that he's working at Pantera, I think he's really like, he's going to be really good at talking about, you know, what we can look forward to in 2025 and what's like real in the space and what's not and all that stuff, because like he just spends all day researching everything. Yeah. Okay, so let me refresh again, see where we're at, see if anything has changed. Nope, still the same. I think I'm gonna start dripping in some votes. Andy got caught up with some work stuff, but said he'll be here in a few minutes. I want to hear what everyone is thinking, unless everyone is just colluding without me, but I'm going to start dripping in some votes. So also, if you're popping into the chat and you haven't said hi yet, say hi so I know you're there. Okay, let's see. Also, as a reminder, if you want your votes to count, like if your vote will always count. If you want to earn on your votes, anyone that you cast at least 100 votes for who makes it onto the podcast that season, you'll earn an additional 100 votes to use in the future season. So this is a great way for people to A, become whales, or B, for people who don't have votes to earn some votes and earn that voting power. Okay, so here we go. Time for me to vote. 2,000 votes left. So much power. With great power comes great responsibility. What do I want to see happen? Who do I want to bump up? I think... See, guys, this is where we need to collude, because we could all just be, you know, wasting our votes on things. But instead, we could be working together and casting votes together to get who we want to see in the top 5. I want to know who people want to see in the top 5. No one is speaking today. Okay, Andy can't come anymore. That's fine. I'll hold the fort down. I think I'm going to throw some votes at Tarun. Mainly, I'm going to just throw 100 votes because I feel confident that Tarun is going to make it onto the podcast, which means I can help in that cause, but also it means I will earn on that. So I'm just doing some little things, seeing what happens. Ernest wants me to throw votes on Janine. Ernest, tell me more about Janine. I don't know anything about Janine other than Edge City and Zuzulu, which I think are great, but I'm also not like extremely well acquainted with Edge City or Zuzulu or, anything like that. So show me on that. I'm going to give some votes to Brittany, even though she's already in the top 5. But again, like everything's so close. But I think it would be really interesting to talk to someone from the Bitcoin ecosystem, just because I know so little. And she seems like probably the friendliest person we could find from the Bitcoin ecosystem. Okay. Who else do I want to bump? I think, let's see. It looks like a lot of people Okay, let's see. I think, do I want to bump Catherine? See, this is where I'm like, do I vote based on my own interest or the interest of the masses and the community? Which is why you have to tell me what you want so I can make sure I'm voting in your interest. If there's someone that you're just like, no, we're not feeling that at all, like I need to know that too. Okay. Back to voting. So if you guys don't want to hear the legal stuff, if it's like super boring to you every time, just tell me and I will hold off on that. I think I'm going to let's see, who else do we have here? 250. Okay, I'm throwing some votes at Catherine just to bump her up. Okay, here we go. Here we go, here we go. Okay, so I just bumped Catherine up to ninth place. Top five still holding strong. People are seriously holding on to their votes until the last second. Also, I should check the other contests too, just to make sure people, something's not happening in the All Stars contest that we're not paying attention to. Oh, oh shit. Okay, so things are happening in the All Stars contest. With less than 30 minutes left, Luca Nets has been bumped up to fifth place. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. Okay. Where do we have this? This is wild. I wasn't even paying attention to this one because I was like, oh, it hasn't changed in like 2 days. Nothing's gonna change. And look where we're at now. Let me see who came in and did that. I'm just curious. Who bumped Luca? Let's see. Was it Scott? Or was that already there? Or Meg? Did Meg do it? Meg. Meg is getting crafty. thing keeps shaking. Um, okay, we'll keep an eye on that. But right now, Luca is in 5th place in the All-Stars contest with 65 votes. Right after him is Dylan with 61 votes. And then Stefan with 51 votes. Latasha with 40 votes. Still very close. It's going to be hard. I think it's going to be hard to catch up to 4th place. I think the only one in the All-Stars contest that could still change is 5th place. Because 4th place, there's 263 votes. So that's going to be, I mean, unless somebody just has a ton of extra ETH to spare, it's going to be hard to catch up to that. But 5th place through 8th place are only like 25 points apart. So that can super easily change. So I think 5th place is what we're keeping an eye on for the All-Stars contest. That's like, yeah, a lot can change there. Okay, back to the guest selection contest. Our top 5 is still the same. Where are the extra votes coming? Okay, let's see. Yeah, I really wish there was a feed. Gotta tell David this. I already told David this. Meg says she has 750 votes left. She wants to get Carl in top 5. Triumph says I don't. I don't what? Don't have votes left? Or don't want to get Carl in top 5? He has to. That would be pretty juicy if Triumph didn't want to get Carl. Triumph definitely has votes left because the votes haven't changed that much. And I think Triumph had like 2,700 votes or something. So there's no way. There's absolutely no way. Oh. Tarun. Yes, we want Tarun up. I agree with that. This is all happening in the Telegram chat, by the way. If people are like, what am I looking at right now? It's all happening in the Telegram chat. Also, David just made a good point. He said the All-Stars contest right now is all white dudes except for Reika. So if we want to change that, then there are still 19 minutes remaining to do something about that. We have many great candidates. Stefan is very close to being top 5, just missing a few votes. Latasha, right there with him. There are options, guys. Let's not let this happen. How are we doing with the guest selection contest? Let's see. Top 5 right now. We have Janine, Coin Artist, Brittany. We have 3 out of 5 are women, so that's pretty good. Doing pretty good there. But yeah, All-Stars contest. Guys, All-Star. We can't let all the All-Stars of Rehash be white dudes. Like, that's literally our whole thing, is that we don't do that. So, yeah. Can devs do something? Can voters do something? Can hashers do something? Ooh, and they did. Okay, so just refresh the All-Stars contest. Right now we have Latasha bumped up to 5th place by, I believe, David, since he was just messaging me about this. Yes, by David. Okay, Latasha's been bumped up to 5th place. Very exciting. Very exciting. Very, very exciting. Again, anything can change. Latasha literally has one more vote than Luca, so whoever is battling this one out has really got to battle it out. Okay. Very exciting. Very exciting. Dylan said he's down bad. Getting Dylan on the All-Stars would be exciting because he's promised us some exclusives with Crypto the Game Season 3. But for diversity's sake, maybe we do want to rethink that. Triumph says, I want Jack very bad, just unsure he'd say yes. Unfortunately, I can't help with that. I don't know Jack personally. Okay. We have 16 minutes remaining. So it is time to make some moves. I still have 1,300 votes left. Guys, this is where it gets a bit anxiety inducing. So first place now we have 2,400 votes, second place 2,160, third place 1911, fourth place 1860, fifth place 1744. Still very, very close. Very close. Rachel says, please give me pity votes if no other reason, so I feel a little good about myself. Triumph said, okay, Triumph and Meg are colluding on keeping Brittany in the top 5. What else people got? Let's hear it. So sounds like Brittany's going to be safe. I already gave 100 votes to Brittany. So I think we should hopefully be good there. I think, yeah, honestly, really can't say anybody is safe right now. Thelema and Zach are less than 100 votes apart. Carl Servone is not far behind. Tarun has been bumped up to 8th place, but still in 8th place. Oh, so Meg is the one that kept trying to push Luca into the top 5 for the All-Stars contest. Interesting. Okay. Triumph is asking for help. 1,100 to Tarun, 400 to Brittany. Okay. Every season Triumph, I swear to God. Tarun. Okay, we'll get this cast. So now we have, oh wait, did that not go through? No, that went through. So now Tarun's in third place. And then 400 to Brittany. Let's see. Okay. Ooh, lots are happening. DeFi Beat still has votes that are up for grabs. Meg says she's burnt out on legal stuff. Damn, okay. Okay. Here is where we're at now. So, first place, we have Janine Ledger. Second place, Brittany. Third place, Coin Artist. Fourth place, Tarun. Fifth place, Chiron. All right. So basically, Zach got dropped from the top 5 and replaced by Tarun. And then the order switched a little bit. Ooh, now people are talking about downvoting. 10 minutes left. Let's see what's happening in the All-Stars contest. Whoa, LDF is in. Whoa, who came in with the LDF nom? yduck.eth. Who is yduck.eth? DeFi Beats is here in our live stream. DeFi, tell us who you want on the season and how many votes you have left. Wow. This is getting wild. This is so hard to manage. I have a bunch of votes left too. Oh man, DeFi here, I have all my votes. Dang, okay. Tell DeFi, who do you want to hear? Tell us like your top picks, your wish list. Wow, 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 wow. 1700. Wow. There are, it sounds like people are trying to get Carl in the top five, which means, let's see, who's in fifth place right now? Which means Chiron would get bumped off. Okay. Let's see. Abby is also really close. Okay, so, whoa. Wait, Brittany just got bumped off. So right now, people bumped Carl up to first place. Second place is Tarun. Third place, Coin Artist. Fourth place, Chiron. Fifth place, Janine. Sixth place, Brittany. I think I'm gonna throw a few more at Brittany just to make sure Brittany is safe. We have 5 minutes remaining. Okay, I'm gonna throw a few more at Brittany. Votes are deploying. So now we have, this is where it gets crazy. Now we have Brittany in fourth place, Chiron in fifth place, Janine in sixth place. Who do we want to secure? Fifth place and sixth place right now are 11 votes apart. Someone came in. Wow, people are coming in with, I'm back to the All Stars contest. People are coming in with a lot of votes. So someone just came in with, bumped Dylan up to, so Dylan's in sixth place with 151 votes. Latasha's in sixth place, or seventh place, sorry, with 109 votes. Luca is in eighth place with 65. So Luca's down there, but Latasha and Dylan have honestly like a real shot at stealing that fifth place from LDF still. Okay, 3 minutes left, or actually 2 minutes left, sorry. I need to cast my votes. I still have 1,000 votes left. Whew. Okay. So fourth, fifth, and sixth place are super tight right now. What if we say, I mean, fifth place, 2,411 votes. Who else could we bump up there? Okay, less than a minute remaining. Make sure you get your votes in. Ten seconds. We have, oh, someone just bumped Janine back up. Okay, so this is our final lineup. Woohoo! That was stressful. And for our all-stars, whoa. Crazy. All-stars, wait, who came in with the votes for Dylan? Nick is in first place. Nick, Billy. Oh my, wait, am I reading this right? Someone cast, am I reading this right? I feel like my eyes are tricking me. 3,150 votes. How did that even happen? Wait, where are these votes coming from? It's not adding up. Can anyone else who's looking at this look? I feel like it's not adding up. Billy has 765 votes. Okay, I'm gonna end the live stream. Sorry, this has not been the most engaging live stream, but thank you all for joining. Thank you all for voting. I'm gonna go and announce everything to everyone, and then I'll talk to you guys in the Telegram chat. Bye.